morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the Raising Cane's River Center, where our continued coverage of the 2017 USBC Queens rolls on. We're into round 4 of our match play, where winners and contenders matches are both ongoing and simultaneously. Be sure to check out the bracket, of course, if you haven't. Bowl.com/Queens and or pwba.com/live. Along with Aaron Smith and Jason Thomas, my name is Emil Williams Jr. And we welcome you to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The beautiful Raising Cane's River Center with 44 lanes. Of course, specifically built for the USBC Women's Championships. But for this week, belong to the USBC Queens. Hope your workday is off to a good start. I told you last night, don't even worry about opening up the email when you get in this morning. Just go ahead and log into Extra Frame. The Monday blues might get you. Hopefully the warm and exciting bowling will help you out as you get set to get through and tackle your Monday. On 27 and 28, Karen Marcano and Karen Boyd facing off. This is a contenders bracket match, or elimination bracket, if you will. And also Shayna Ung taking on Rocio Restrepo on 29 and 30. That is a winner's bracket match. Both players there are 2-0. Gray screen again on the left, blue screen on the right. Elimination on the left, winners on the right. Karen Marcano actually bowled very well last night. She defeated Deandra Asbeatty to remain alive in a very close match, 661 to 648. Other winners matches ongoing: Amanda Fry, Diana Zavialova and Amanda Fry. Shannon Puhowski, who averaged 238.5 in her 6 games, 2 matches yesterday, gets spare from Marcano. Shannon taking on Juliana Franco, who is 2-0. Jamie Martin and Marissa Thomas. Marissa, the young upstart from Bellarmine University in Louisville, Kentucky. Danielle McEwen and Jennifer King just a pair to our left. Josie Ernest Barnes and Dasha Kovalova on 31 and 32. Good match there. Shannon O'Keefe taking on Stephanie Schwartz. Liz Colkin and Liz Johnson. The battle of the Liz's early on in match play. Our contenders bracket. These are all elimination matches. Jazriel Tan and Nicole Bauer, Alicia Current and Almi Guerra, Tish Johnson and Daria Payon, Brittany Smith, Verity Crawley. Could be a battle of potential rookie of the years right there. Sherry Tan and Melissa Van Dyke. It's be an interesting match there because both are left-handed. We'll keep an eye on it on 23 and 24. Karen Marcano and Karen Boyd. It's at 27 and 28, what you're watching right here. Missy Parkin and Jessica Malott on 33 and 34. Missy got past a very tough match with Leanne Holsenberg. Jessica Malott had to double to defeat Birgit Poplar to stay alive last night. And on the high side, 39 and 40, Clara Guerrero and New Wei Finn. Clara has been in all types of high-level marquee type matches since this tournament started. Had to face Shannon O'Keefe. Early, she had to face Kelly Kulik last night. And now New Wei Finn. Ernest Barnes was looking for 4 in a row, just off camera. That snuck in the right side of your screen. And Restrepo with the spare, of course. Aaron Smith, if you did not catch a story from last night, got an idea, if you did read it, a sense of how things have gone for Rocio this week. Resilience was the word used, and very good word choice. She has been on the roller coaster of emotions, from nearly missing the cut to now bowling in the winner's bracket after being 2-0 at the current moment.
Definitely was interesting to talk to Rocio after she defeated Brittany Smith. Speaking of that roller coaster, that match quite a doozy. Rocio had taken an 80-pin plus lead after the first game after shooting 278, and then her look just kind of went to the wayside. Shot 168 as Brittany got lined up, got into the 250s to take the lead over. And Rocio just had to regroup, made a ball change in that particular match. Delivered a key double late, 9th and first shot of the 10th. She put herself into a position where she couldn't lose the match in regulation. Brittany Smith could have thrown all 3 in the 10th to tie. Smith got the first one, but not the second. So that's how Shayna and Rocio are matched up, but it was interesting talking with Rocio just kind of about the past 24 hours. Obviously the extra excitement, even though obviously for her that probably wasn't too exciting, as she had to find a way to double in the final game of qualifying to just make it to the dance here. Had started the day in 8th place, struggles 131 in game 4. Had some issues with her timing. Let's see if she got those kinks in her physical game worked out. But another interesting note, she said she's been having some issues with her spare ball the past few weeks. So the one she's using now is the oldest one that she had in the collection. Had to work out the thumb a little bit. And is just trusting it. But definitely appreciated the extra rounds off. Said, and it's been a lot of bowling the first 4 weeks. Obviously, that's what you got to do to make it to TV, as she did at the first 2 stops of the PWBA Tour season in 2017. So a lot of games, and was okay to take a little breather. She had the practice session for the, not sure which show got the practice session last night, but she's going to still do that though. Get a game or two underneath her belt to, once again, kind of work on those timing issues. And just get back to optimum row levels.
Karen Boyd with a 4-pin. Karen Boyd shot 763 last night to eliminate Carolyn Doran Valley in their final game of 278. Some good bowling right there. Sherry Tan has continued to excel despite being in the elimination bracket. Tan with 6 in a row. Their first frame spare. Again, taking on Melissa Van Dyke.
An all or nothing game so far for Melissa through 7. Total 3 strikes and 4 opens. And now looking at a 5th. 3 of those splits. Now she just left the Creek Church in the 8th frame. Once again, live scoring available. Bowl.com, PWBA.com. This is a very, very diverse group for our final 16 in the winners bracket at the moment. I'm already seeing storylines, whether it's, as you mentioned earlier, the young upstart Marissa Thomas, getting through Hall of Famer Tish Johnson, and past Queens champion Deandra Aspady. Great shot there from Marcano. First double on 27 and 28. Jamie Martin's just been impressive from day 1 till whatever day this is. This is day 5. Has just been cool, calm, collected, making shots. Few past Queens champions still in the winners bracket. Diana Z, Anna Pluhowski, two-time reigning PWBA Player of the Year, Liz Johnson. Shannon O'Keefe still looking for that first major victory. And then some of the young upstarts, Stephanie Schwartz, Junior Team USA, Team USA. Collegiate standout Stephen F. Austin. Amanda Fry just out of the collegiate program at Vanderbilt. An impressive week from Adasha Kovalova. Also a few years removed out of the collegiate scene over at Wichita State. The international flair, Juliana Franco, Shayna Ung, Josie Ernest Barnes, first event after tying the knot. Got Liz Culkin looking to make a return visit to a Queens TV show after making it to the stepladder finals in 2015. Danielle McEwen looking to make it there for the second consecutive year. And finally, over on 25 and 26, I think the only person I haven't mentioned so far, Jennifer King, formerly Jennifer Wright, during her collegiate days as a standout at Pikeville in the late 2000s. Jennifer won about everything you could win as a young player. Junior gold, ITCs, ISC, Team USA, Junior Team USA. It took a few years off of the sport to start a family. Sherry Tan is still striking away and is going to have a very, very big lead after one game. Sherry Tan can still shoot .290. Melissa Van Dyke could not get it going in the books at 128. Liz Johnson finished off at .290 against Liz Culkin. Liz has been on cruise control, or Liz Johnson has been on cruise control, obviously. Still in the winner's bracket, things have been going well, but rolled a 300 yesterday in her opening match against Verdi Crawley of England. And now gonna have a sizable lead against Liz Culkin, who had 4 opens in the first 6 frames. Finding a few strikes late, but the damage already done.
Final numbers for you. Aaron mentioned Liz Johnson shooting .290. Liz Culkin finished with a 170. Tough to make up that deficit. Certainly some help from Liz Johnson, speaking of Liz Culkin. 15-pin match versus with Clara and Roy Finn. Clara with 217, Lay 202. Shannon O'Keefe, Stephanie Schwartz getting to the 10th frame, and Schwartz can shoot 220. O'Keefe can shoot 174. Missy Parkin out the gates, 245. Kovalova shoots 247. Shot there from Marcano. 1-2-4-10. Restrepo 185 to start. Good shots in the 10th frame from Josie Ernest. Results in 216. Kovalova shoots 247. Shayna Ung, first strike in the 10th. Good spare for Marcano. But she remains clean. Has the advantage over Karen Boyd. Jennifer King, 211. Danielle McEwen, 195. Shot there for Marcano. I think she thought that was going to hold, but it did. She has turned this game into potentially be 220 plus. Jenny King matches an early double from Danielle McEwen. Azriel Tan, early advantage over Nicole Bauer. Nine pins the difference between Almi Guerra and Alicia Current early. 1 pin the difference between Tish Johnson and Daria Payet. They are in the 2nd frame of game number 2. Brittany Smith up early on Verity Crawley. Verity starts with a couple of opens. in game number 2. Again, follow along. Live scoring is available. Today will be a very exciting day. But will be filled with some disappointment and heartbreak for some. At the end of the day, we will know our top 5 seeds. Queens gives you that classic step ladder 5. Of course, each round we learn a little more information, although it certainly could change in a heartbeat. With one loss, Marcano with a good start and the lead. Shooting 222, Karen Boyd trying to get lined up here. And she shoots 168. All matches have gone into the second game. Open frame in the third for Kovalova. Missed a single pin. Jazriel Tan, meanwhile, on the other side. Spare and a 5-bagger. Jazriel, with lots of talent, has made a U.S. Women's Open telecast. Won a PWA title, the Lubbock Sports Open, although not a member at the time. But nonetheless, won the championship. So plenty of experience, and it certainly would not have surprised me if she was able to make a run. So talented.
All right, I'll put you on the spot then.
Uh-oh.
We have 16 players still in the elimination bracket at the moment. Obviously, had to be a lot of bowling to get through today to make it to TV. Got to win a lot of matches. Pretty much no rounds off. A lot of talented players left. If you had to give one person out of that 16 who you'd say, I think they're making their run today. They're going to win out, make it to that 4-way elimination match. I know who I got. if I had to throw a guess out there, you know.
Who you got?
I feel Sherry Tan can just been qualifying was kind of hit and miss for her, either all or nothing, but it seems like she's really settled in the past few rounds, throwing the ball well, as she always does, but obviously the confidence of making the show in Fountain Valley, just like everything I've seen from her this week. So there's my bold prediction.
It's not a bad one there. I'm going to go with Missy Parker.
Another solid choice. Has made some big-time shots when she's needed them to stay in the dance. Tough match against Leanne Holsenberg, Hall of Famer last night. Of course, having in the back pocket past a title here at the Queens in 2011, knows what it takes.
Missy's definitely, obviously, with a win at this event, knows it could go either way quickly. It's a very up and down type of event. You could be feeling good and on top of the world, and then a couple bad shots, all of a sudden, went from being up in a match to trailing, and you could lose. She kind of knows how to migrate, to really navigate all of the emotions that can go on, that can take place, that you could feel. Know how to kind of manage all of those items and still keep everything in perspective, especially being in the elimination bracket and considering the matches, the number of matches that you have to win at that point.
Marcano catches the 3-pin the wrong way, does not take care of the 10. But Karen Boyd still hasn't really putting it together yet, so can afford an open here. Not stress too much about it. Karen Boyd puts together a double here. Might be a different story. That one right of target, 210. Jazzy Tan still striking against Nicole Bauer. Is up 221 to 187 to start, and going to increase that lead after 2. Nice cover there, Karen. And that's what helped get her kick started here this morning. Speaking of this morning, good morning to Terry Bigham checking in. So I haven't heard from Barry Tigham all week. Good morning, Terrence. Good morning, everybody here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame. By the end of the day, we will know our 5 stepladder finalists for the 2017 USBC Queens. That show will air tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Network. Marcano playing the lanes a little more direct than Karen Boyd. These are second consecutive 3-6 combinations, so let's see what the adjustment is off of that. Rocio, first strike of game 2. Bounces back after the split in the 4th. Jazriel Tan finishes up with a 268, so she's at 489 for her 2-game total. She's going to hold a 100-plus pin lead over Nicole Bauer. Cool story from yesterday related to Nicole. Her final match last night, she ended up bowling in the final round against her sister, Brooke Bauer. So not something you see every day. So that was obviously a lot of hustle and bustle going on as we prepare everything here, and really didn't notice that until they made the announcement that pair of Bauers were bowling each other to keep their tournament hopes alive. So Nicole, the winner of that match. .489, .381. Jazriel Tan advantage ahead of Nicole Bauer. As the first game, or first match into game 3. Marissa Thomas in a winner's bracket match, building a big lead early against Jamie Martin. Was up 230 to 142 after 1, and Marissa continuing strong. Gonna have a pretty close match between Diana Z and Amanda Fry heading into game 3. Match over on 17 and 18. Also in the winner's bracket. Got a barn burner brewing on 31 and 32. Josie Ernest Barnes and Dasha Kovalova. Kovalova 247 to 216 advantage after 1. Dasha can strike out to get to 226 this game. Josie just delivered a strike in the 9th. She has 258 out there. And essentially make up the difference. 416 to 407. Diana Z ahead of Amanda Fry heading into game 3. But Ernest, as you could see on the far right of your screen, 31, first shot of the 10th, finds trouble. Greek Church. She takes the 3, 219, so Kovalova can actually build upon her lead. She's able to double in the 10th. Liz Johnson up a 524 to 338.
I was just about to say that.
Against Liz Culkin.
Yeah, that's again, she started with 290. Liz had 170. At that point, Liz Culkin would need some help from Liz Johnson. Not only to, of course, Liz Culkin would need to obviously produce some score there in the next couple of games, but she'd need Liz Johnson. They're going to come back and help her out in the sense to give some pins back. So far, Liz is not having it.
She generally doesn't help people out in that fashion.
That.
Very helpful person, but when it's on the lane, she's not going to generally give things away like that.
290, 234 for Lance Johnson. Very nice shot there from Kovalova.
Stephanie Schwartz going to be in a favorable position heading into game 3 against Shannon O'Keefe. That's a winner's bracket match. Schwartz can shoot at 259. O'Keefe in the books at 210. Looks like Stephanie left the 10-pin first shot, but is going to gain some more pins. Was up pretty big after game 1. Quite a match here on 25 and 26 as well. 441 to 430. Daniel McEwen with the advantage over Jennifer King. Let's see, what other matches do we got in 3? Brittany Smith up 428 to 379 over Verdi Crawley. Sherry Tan, 482. Melissa Van Dyke at 367. Clara Guerrero up 433, 354 against New Wei Fen. I believe that's the second 8-pin on that lane for Rocio.
Spare for Jessica Malott.
Shannon Pluhowski, the 2006 Queens champion, 482 to 370 advantage ahead of Colombia's Juliana Franco. Daria Payuk is going to have the lead heading into game 3 against Hall of Famer Tish Johnson. 437 to 377. The official total. Dasha Kovalova, 461, and Josie Ernest Barnes, 435. Stephanie Schwartz up 454 to 374 against Shannon O'Keefe. Stephanie Schwartz already owns a TV appearance in this building, making it to the semifinals of the Intercollegiate Singles Championships.
Well, she just continues to pull well, not only in this event, but just the rise, if you will, of what by all accounts should be a pretty good and if not great career when it's all said and done.
Oh,
wow.
Yowza. Yeah, Stephanie getting back to that great support system. We get to see her folks at many of these events. And of course, as a collegiate standout at Stephen F. Austin. Some great coaches there, Amber and Steve Lemke. Another player getting a young start on Team USA, as well as been a member of Junior Team USA for the past few years. Well, that's tough to do. Wow.
Chopped the 4 right off. That's what that was, right?
That's what that was. Chopped the 4 off the 4-7.
Now, you wouldn't believe this. Or you probably would. I once did that at least 4 times at the Open Championships.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, it was It wasn't fun. But, you know, after like the first couple of times, then it's just kind of comical.
Well, of course.
I can tell you exactly how it happened too, but we don't want to get into it.
Fair enough. We'll let you stew about that some more then. Alicia Current, a small advantage over Almiguera on 11 and 12, 371 to 365. They're just starting game 3. Amanda Fry, front 4 to start against Diana Z. Diana spare double. That was a 9-pin advantage for the 2013 Queens champion, but Fry makes it 5 for 5. Collegiate standout at Vanderbilt. Missy Parkin 467 to 400 ahead of Jessica Malott. Marissa Thomas 432 to 307 advantage over Jamie Martin. I think this is the only match is still in game 2. Everyone else has moved on.
11-pin match. Again, McEwen and Jen King. Back-to-back splits for Jen, trying to figure something out on the fly. That's what bowling is about, especially at this level. Immediate adjustments, frame to frame. Is that right?
You have to be more specific.
Marissa Thomas?
Yeah.
Jamie Martin?
That is right. Rick Barbera would not lie to us, nor would his scoring system. Jamie, we talked about her just being pretty consistent throughout, putting together a great 2017 effort so far. Just that is the really first time we've seen her slow down. .436 to 354. Shayna Ung ahead of Rocio Restrepo. Karen asking for that one to get there. Does. Double in the 10th. She's going to increase her lead over Karen Boyd. Miscue from Kovalova over on 31 and 32. Misses the 10-pin in the 3rd frame. She's up 26 to start the match against Josie Ernest Barnes. Amanda Fry 6 for 6. Diana Z, though, striking away. Brewing into an instant classic. Make it 7 for 7. Ball change for Rocio working out well. So we'll keep an eye on that Amanda Fry, Diana Z match. Once again, Diana held a 9-pin advantage, 416 to 407 after 2. Neither player letting down though here in the finale, trying to stay in the winner's bracket. Diana connects for another one. That's that's good old-fashioned fun right there.
Good shot from Marcano. Amanda Fry. That's a 6 combination. We'll take a quick look at it. Like the 2, 4, 7, 8.
Clara Guerrero about to eliminate Niue Fen. Just starting their 10th frame over there. Just a matter of final score. Liz Johnson is going to advance against Liz Culkin. Winner's bracket match. So for Culkin, we'll have to head to the elimination bracket. Amanda Fry can still shoot 276. Diana at 279 max.
We'll get a good look at it here.
This is Diana's 9th frame. At least a 7-pin. Just a 7-pin. So Amanda Fry cannot be shut out.
shot there from Marcano. Easy did make the spare. So we'll get her 10th frame. Shayna Ung and Restrepo. Restrepo trailing. Clara shoots 650. She will advance. I think Clara's wearing the same jersey she won the Go Bowling PWA Players Championship in. That'd be a good sign right there. Shot. Big shot there for DZ3.
So she's able to get this next one. That would put her into the 250s. Spare strike for Amanda Fry would be 256. That would not be enough. So a double here from Diana can put Amanda in a must-strike situation.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a
wow.
the high trip and 4, really late 6. Right-hander's best friend. So now in the 250s. $258 the max. Count important here too. We'll attempt to do some of our own in just a moment after she finishes up, but strike here may force Amanda to actually need a double. So we got 258 and 674. If Amanda Fry went strike 9 spare, that would be 265 plus 7. 672. Rough math. So it turns into a needs a double situation to stay in the winner's bracket. Diana Z going to make it another round. Back-to-back 2-4-7 combinations for Fry on that right lane. Going to shoot 250s with the spare, but will not be enough. All right, let's recap what's going on in this crazy place. Jazriel Tan has eliminated Nicole Bauer 680 to 562. Brittany Smith on the verge of eliminating Birdie Crawley. It's a matter of final score. 674 to 662. Diana Z defeats Amanda Fry. Shampuhowski is going to defeat Juliana Franco. Those last two, both winners of bracket matches. Danielle McEwen going to be victorious against Jennifer King. Stephanie Schwartz is going to send Shannon O'Keefe to the elimination bracket. Liz Johnson, 729 to 499 over Liz Tolkien. Clara Guerrero, 650 to 552 over New Wei Finn. New is eliminated. Good match, Brune, on 31 and 32. So we head to the 10th frame. Kovalova and Ernest Barnes. Kovalova opens this game, was up by 26, but that is her 5th consecutive strike. Kick off the 10th. Kovalova can get to 226. Ernest Barnes to 247. So Kovalova has its chance to shut out here with a second strike in the 10th. If my math's correct. Max score for Josie would be 682. The double Kovalova gets into the 220s. Still needs some count.
Sure she takes her time.
Big time moment here. No need to rush this.
Oh, she's not.
All right, here it is, Dasha Kovalova. Looking for a strike for a chance to shut out. Worth the wait.
Heck of a shot.
Now just needs 6 pins. To make it official. Marissa Thomas is going to stay alive in the winner's bracket. Going to defeat Jamie Martin. Just a matter of final score.
Well, she just keeps on winning, huh?
Just doing her thing. Like it ain't no thing. What a finish there for Kovalova. Opens in the third and the fifth. And then struck out from the sixth frame on. Finished with 226. .687 will be enough. That match in the books. Head back to our featured pairs. Jessica Malott is going to have a nice, strong finish to her 2017 USBC Queens, but shooting 258, potentially the final game will not be enough. Missy Parkin gets to 700 even. Malott can max out at 658. Nice performance from the collegiate standout and junior Team USA member.
That was a very good event for her, and I think, you know, if she didn't know about her own game, or, you know, you gotta feel good leaving here, considering, you know, the way she bowled, stepping up when necessary last night, for example, doubling to win a match and to stay alive, and losing to Missy Parkin, who shot 700 to beat her. Yeah, that's you know, so that's pretty good bowling.
All right, final two matches finishing up here at the Raising Cane's River Center. Karen Marcano is going to eliminate Karen Boyd. And Shayna Ung goes to move another round closer to CBS Sports Network. Ferocia will have to regroup as we prepare for the elimination bracket. One more quick recap before we finish this round up. Elimination matches at Jazreel 10, 680 to 562 over Nicole Bauer. Alicia Current, 594 to 569 over Almigera. Daria Payuk, 648 to 568 over Tish Johnson. Brittany Smith, 643 to 590 over Verdi Crawley. 718 to 562, Sherry Tan over Melissa Van Dyke. Missy Parkin, 700 to 656 over Jessica Malott. And Clara Guerrero, 650 to 552 over New Wei Fen. The only other elimination match, Marcano and Boyd, just waiting for final score. In the winner's bracket, Diana Z, 674 to 662 over Amanda Fry. Shan Pluhowski rolling 697 to 577 over Juliana Franco. Marissa Thomas, 643 to 485 over Jamie Martin. Danielle McEwen, 698 to 595 over Jennifer King. Dasha Kovalova, strong finish to get to 687 to hold off Josie Ernest Barnes, 661. Stephanie Schwartz, 638 to 542 over Shannon O'Keefe. Liz Johnson, 729 to 499 over Liz Culkin. And Shayna Ung will defeat Rosia Restrepo. Final score pending.
Another good round of matches. Really starting to get into it, Aaron, a little bit, where you saw Diana Z and the Amanda Fry match. That was just very Queens-esque right there. Past champions kind of getting it done. Liz Johnson looks like she has no signs of stopping at any time soon.
Well, the good thing about that then is it appears we will see Liz Johnson next round here on Bowl TV. If I'm reading this bracket correctly.
Concludes our 8 a.m. winners and contender bracket of the double-elimination competition. Next up at 9:45, we'll have 8 winners and 16 contenders. They will continue their quest to the Beat Ciara. 9:45, ladies.
So it looks like lanes 29 and 30 will feature Liz Johnson taking on Stephanie Schwartz. We will have winners and contenders in the next round, so gonna have a short break, but 9:45 local time.
25 minutes.
25 minutes, all right. So people of the world, hang tight. Do your thing, but don't go too far away. We'll be right back here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame for the 2017 United States of Bowling Congress Queens, taking place at the Raising Cane's River Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. On behalf of the entire USBC, PWBA, as well as all the great folks helping out with the women's championships. For Jason Thomas, Emil Williams Jr., I'm Aaron Smith. We'll be right back in just 25 minutes. Gonna leave the cameras up and running. Gonna go to a static screen though, so don't feel lonely. We'll be back with you in just a few. right, after the brief delay, we are back at it here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame for the 2017 USBC Queens, taking place at the Raising Cane's River Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr. Quickly moving on to the next round here. We have a pair of winners bracket matches. Matches going on throughout the house, though. Contenders on the lanes as well, so we'll get you a full rundown as Liz Johnson calmly covers the 7-8 to kick off her match against Stephanie Schwartz. It's on lanes of 27, 28, 25, and 26. Our other featured pair. We have Dasha Kovalova taking on Diana Zavilova. I'll be calling Diana Z the rest of the way out. Diana, the 2013 USBC Queens champion. Both Diana and Daria won close matches to make it here, so didn't get a lot of time to enjoy those victories. Back to business. Back at it on the lanes. Our other matches going on right now. On the winners bracket on 23 and 24, we have Shannon Pluhowski taking on Shayna Ung. And on 19 and 20, Danielle McEwen taking on Marissa Thomas. On the contenders side of the bracket, just a reminder, the losers of these matches will be eliminated. Over on 11 and 12, Liz Culkin taking on Daria Payuk. Shannon O'Keefe taking on Jazriel Tan, that's 13 and 14. Alicia Current and Jennifer King, 17 and 18. Jamie Martin against Brittany Smith, 31 and 32. Sherry Tan and Rocio Restrepo, 33 and 34. Juliana Franco and Karen Marcano, 35 and 36. Amanda Fry and Clara Guerrero, 37 and 38. And a doozy on 39 and 40. Pair of Team USA members facing off Josie Ernest Barnes and Missy Parkin. Just a reminder, live scoring, if you're not, the match you want to see isn't here, you can follow live scoring to keep up with your favorite athletes out here this week. You can find that on bowl.com as well as pwba.com. You can go to those main pages, just click on the banners right up there, you'll be good to go. Or you can get there directly at bowl.com/Queens, pwba.com/live. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr. and Jason Thomas. Hi, Emil.
Sir, how are you?
Better now.
Good. Good work. Way to get through all of it.
No problem.
Been the Liz Johnson show last couple days. 7:29 again this morning. 7:56 on our opening match yesterday. Shot 300. Now 3-0. Stephanie Schwartz, of course, in the same category, undefeated. Trying to dwindle down to the next four. Of course, all winners trying to get to the 1-2 match at 2:15, because that would mean they are guaranteed a spot on television as either the 1 or 2 seed. That is the benefit, certainly, of being the last two winners standing.
There was no re-oil between rounds, so these competitors getting 10 minutes of practice, essentially competing on the burn. So we mentioned Diana and Daria, exciting matches to kick off today's competition. For Diana, she took on Amanda Fry, a young left-hander who recently finished up her collegiate career at Vanderbilt. And Diana finishing first in that match. High-scoring final game. Diana went up in the 10th and threw all 3 strikes in the 10th to shoot at .258. However, Amanda Fry had struck on 8 out of her first 9 shots. Needed a double to go around her, was down by 9 to start that game. Missed on her first shot, left a .247. So Diana grabbed the 674 to 662 victory for Kovalova. She had the lead against Josie Ernest Barnes heading into the finale. Ran into some early miscues. 2 opens in the first 5 frames, but struck in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and shut out with the 1 in the 11th. After some good count, but for good measure, struck on the fill ball to put enough distance and secure the win, 687 to 661. Looks like going to be in for more business here. It's both getting off to strong starts. Liz Johnson started with a .290 game in her match against Liz Culkin. Culkin had some troubles early going, and of course, having your opponent shoot a .290 at you, never fun either. So Liz Johnson cruised there, 729 to 499. Stephanie Schwartz got off to a strong start against Shannon O'Keefe and never looked back, 638 to 542. Do have a few other cameras available. So as matches progress, moments happen, we'll do our best to capture those. Like on 31 and 2, Jamie Martin starting off with 6 consecutive strikes in her match against Brittany Smith in the elimination bracket. So if Jamie keeps striking, we'll see about moving the cameras over for a little bit. Missy Parkins starting off with 5 in a row before leaving a 10-pin in the 6th frame. Kovalova, standout at Wichita State, originally from the Ukraine. Wrapped up her collegiate career in 2015. Diana Z captured a national title while with Weber International. See, 2014 ISC champion. Putting on one of the most memorable performances, arguably in TV history. You can't argue with what she did there. Games of 290 and 289 in her semifinal and final matches. So at the moment, her career average on CBS Sports Network is a lot. The average on Extra Frame, pretty good too. Gonna be looking for 5 in a row here. It's a Hall of Famer unable to convert the big 4 on 28. Schwartz will grab an early advantage as they hit the home stretch. Oh. 7-10, lane 25. Not cooperating. See if Schwartz can jump on this opportunity. A rare open frame from Liz Johnson. Makes it a double. Schwartz, the 2016 U.S. Amateur Champion. Had quite the year in 2016. Kick things off with that victory. Named NTCA Player of the Year during her sophomore campaign at Stephen F. Austin. Helped the Lady Jacks win the NCAA title. Also had a memorable showing here at the Queens in 2016. After a not so strong start. Absolutely went crazy in her last 10 games to not only make this round of 64, but to qualify in the top 20. It's the high qualifier, or put together the high 5-game block the final day. Two-time member of Team USA, 4-time member of the junior team. Won a handful of medals in international competition as well. 7th frame, not so good on 25 and 6, a pair of 7-10s for each competitor. Gives Diana Z the 9-pin edge here in game 1. Jamie Martin having a short memory after falling in her previous match to Marissa Thomas. has a chance to shoot 279 out of the gates against Brittany Smith. Started with the front 6, 9 spare in the 7th. She'll be stepping up for her 11th shot in a moment. Connects. Back-to-back opens for Kovalova. Six pin, kicking out the 10 in style. Increasing her advantage in the match.
Very nice regroup for Jamie Martin. Probably helped that next round just immediately. Didn't have to wait and think about the previous rounds. You just go right back at it, make the adjustments. Off and running, 279 out the gates.
Yeah, definitely another unique aspect of this event. Obviously, we talked a lot about the momentum. And the ebbs and flow of a 3-game match with total pinfall. Never know. No lead is too safe. Miscue from Shannon Pluhowski to our left, missing the 10 pin in her 9th frame. She can still shoot 214 if she strikes out in the 10th. Her opponent, Shayna Ung, 227 max. Kovalova makes the adjustments. After back-to-back opens. Responds with back-to-back jacks. Stephanie Schwartz is 20 years old.
Really?
20 years old. And
wow.
I've been trying to find the words to describe just
She bowls not like a 20-year-old?
Just her demeanor kind of throughout the week. And not a lot of highs, not a lot of lows with the emotions. Pretty even keeled, but and obviously this is a name that's been on our radar for quite a few years now. But it just doesn't seem like any moment is too big for her. Like there's just that even keel, that coolness.
It's very professional-like. And I think Yeah, I think part of it certainly is her own personality in general. And I think also being able to start her career off with such a good start early and then kind of be in the midst of other athletes who have been there before on Team USA, for example, and then kind of learn those ways. And, you know, it just kind of rubs off like a Liz Johnson, for example. We can learn a lot, obviously, from just watching how Liz operates, but not to mention, you know, a conversation or the advice that's been shared and given. So to be that young, to be that young, to be that good, but as you said, you know, not really. You know, you could still kind of go. She could go under the radar, if you will, if you didn't know Stephanie Schwartz, right? And just be like, oh man, she's bowling well, but no one knows who she is, but everyone knows who she is, and which makes it even more special. She's so young. They didn't know she was 20. I mean, obviously we knew she's in college and et cetera, so you know that she's still young, but until you actually hear the number, it doesn't really hit you. Like at 20. What were you doing at 20? Actually, that's not even, we might not even be able to discuss that.
It's not even
On the
necessary.
air.
Not doing cool things like facing Hall of Famers.
Definitely not. I wasn't.
Like Hall of Famers in the Greater Calumet Area Bowling Association, sure. Learned a lot from those guys, but a little bit different ball game out here going on right now in Baton Rouge. Schwartz is going to have a 36-pin advantage, 227 to 191. Ahead of Liz Johnson. Diana Z 244 to 200 even against Dasha Kovalova. Shayna Ung up 3 pins, 207 to 204 against Shannon Pluhowski. Want to make a note of 39 and 40. 249 to 245. Josie Ernest Barnes ahead of Missy Parkin. Clara Guerrero up 238 to 217 against Amanda Fry. 279 to 213. Jamie Martin with the advantage over Brittany Smith. Danielle McEwen 193. Marissa Thomas 180. I think this is the first match we've seen Marissa Thomas down early. I mean, and that's obviously a very manageable amount, just 13 pins, but she's kind of been able to get out of the gates, whether it's her opponent struggling. She's been putting together some good games, but she's walked away with the lead and has just been able to kind of take care of business from there.
Yeah, you're right. She has, and we saw it early yesterday against Tish Johnson, and you know, from that moment on, you know, she essentially felt and looked very comfortable. Not only with, you know, the lane condition per se, but the atmosphere, being in the moment, and that's, you know, what you have to do is just stay in the moment here. A lot of the players talk about not getting ahead, stay in the moment. You know, the cliche one frame at a time, but that's really what it is. You definitely can't get too far ahead in this format and at this tournament because you will lose. Plain and simple.
Don't want to lose.
You do not. Although you get another chance depending on where you are in the bracket.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Well.
Holding on the offense. Lane 26.
Good fortune.
It's definitely unexpected. Take him when you can get him. A few other we actually have 2 ties after one. Both contender matches. Rocio and Sherry Tan, 202. Alicia Current and Jennifer King both shot 191. Jezreel Tan up 20, 191 to 171 against Shannon O'Keefe. Daria Payuk 258 to 226 advantage over Liz Culkin, but Culkin starting with 3 in a row. Liz doing Liz things here. She's around the pocket. We kind of talked about this a little bit the other day. We kind of felt, obviously, over the course of a very, very historic career, Liz is going to find a way, and she's doing just that. Just a matter of getting the carry to start cooperating. The one miscue with the big 4. Stephanie continues to do her thing. Early double in game 2. This is the 2017 USBC Queens on Bowl TV on Extra Frame. "24 competitors remain in the field with a chance to take home the tiara and $20,000 top prize. Karen Marcano is going to have the advantage ahead of Juliana Franco. Franco opens in the 8th and 9th frame. Marcano in the books at 198. Franco can max out at 171.
Good ball change. Very good shot. Change the angle a little bit. A few boards left. Wait.
Stephanie Schwartz not going anywhere, though.
No, you said it best, sir. We talked about at this level players. Everyone is very good. And so it's the little things that make players who they are.
The intangibles?
The intangibles, that I word. Oh, wow.
Wow.
My goodness. Almost a 7-9. Stephanie Schwartz. But it's the little things that, again, that each player does within their own game. And it kind of separates them, but you always look at releases. You could just go down the line of every bowler here, and you would say, man, they really get out of the ball well. So clean and effortless. And just watching Stephanie Schwartz there, it's just the flick of the wrist motion. No noise, doesn't hear it hit the lane. And it glides through. And almost left a 7-9. It was so good.
That's a pretty good look too. Right there, Liz Johnson. 6 kicking out the 10. Something we've seen a few times over the years. Diana starting off with 4 in a row. Can't get the 10 out in the 5th. Holding the early advantage against Dasha Kovalova. Liz Kulkin looking to make up some ground on Darya Payuk over on 11 and 12. Payuk 258 to 226 advantage after 1, but Kulkin has struck on 6 out of her first 7 attempts. That was close.
That was close. Just got to make it.
But Kulkin, 6 out of 7. Some troubles for Payuk. 1 open in the 2nd and looking at a split in the 7th frame. No doubles.
Did you get a chance to see it that time?
Saw that 9th and think about standing.
She's throwing it too good.
Father Ken sitting front row, a little more animated about that than Stephanie was. That's what dads are supposed to do, though, right?
Absolutely.
See if Liz can keep it going here. Shot 290 to start her opening round match this morning against Liz Kulkin. Saw his 290 out there here in game 2 against Stephanie Schwartz.
Yeah, Liz is just a player who obviously, right, has done everything. Great career that is continuing, and it seems to be only getting better. You know, she retired from Team USA a couple years back to focus on, more, tour-related events and et cetera. She's just someone that, what else can you say about her as she continues to produce and provide such moments yearly. She's been the best player on tour for 2 consecutive seasons since the relaunch. It's been Liz Johnson, who started her career in 1996.
That was the same year Stephanie Schwartz was born.
And there you have it.
But yes, the terms to describe Liz are endless. Obviously, in the discussion for the GOAT, greatest of all time.
She won the U.S. Women's Open as a rookie. Whitney McPherson did that too. Look where they went.
They did all right. Marissa Thomas, we talked a little bit about her finding herself down in a match for the first time. How she would respond? Well, after starting spare, strike, spare, delivered 4 in a row. Danielle McEwen, 2 opens here in game 2, just 1 strike on the board. Delivers a second one in the 7th frame. A few other matches starting to kind of wind down here for game 2. Be a pretty tight match between Shannon O'Keefe and Jazriel Tan heading into game 3. It's in the elimination bracket. A lot of strikes between Alicia Current and Jennifer King, who are tied at 191 apiece heading into game 2. Both players have struck on every shot since the 4th frame as they prepare for the 10th. Alicia, the runner-up at the Queens in 2011, was a top seed.
I thank Maria Jose Rodriguez while we have a moment for joining us last night. Appreciate our guests. Hope everyone enjoyed her insight. and commentary. If you missed it, you can certainly check it out. You can check out the archives on Extra Frame.
This one's gonna be close. Gonna be close. Jazriel Tan, a 424. Shannon O'Keefe, a 416. Diana throwing the ball really well. It's a lot of release.
I was gonna say, she threw some shots early in this game, between the first 4 frames, and I said, that she's thrown it well. Obviously, so far on tour, made a show, finished 5th. On the first event, made the show, of course, in Sacramento. But I said, well, that might be the best shot she's thrown to so far this season. That was that good.
5:02 after 2. So gonna have a sizable lead heading into the finale against Daria Kovalova. Stephanie Schwartz looking for a pair of 227s. Got it, and a 6-pin lead heading into game 3 against Hall of Famer, 2-time reigning PWBA champion, or Player of the Year, I should say, Liz Johnson.
Said we keep our eye on Josie Ernest-Barnes and Missy Parkin. That one has not disappointed.
Not at all.
As well. Missy Parkin with 10-pin. Final shot in the 10th. Clara Guerrero has a wrap 10 on a very good shot versus Amanda Fry. So Missy shoots 245. Josie shoots 236 in game 2. And Parkin will hold a 5-pin advantage heading into game 3. Keep your eyes on that one. Follow along on the live scoring. They're on 39 and 40.
Hey Josie, you're averaging 242.5 this match. How you doing? Down 5. Battle of Team USA teammates. Putting on a show.
That's a Queen's match right there.
Okay, quite a few. This has probably been there really isn't a match that's been outside of Diana holding a 100-pin plus advantage. That's about the only match that's really only has a sizable distance at the moment. Everything else definitely can be run down. Liz Culkin takes the lead at 460 to 424 over Daria Payuk. Jazriel Tan up 8 to 424 to 416 on Shannon O'Keefe. Jennifer King 448. Alicia Current at 432. Jamie Martin 479 to 441. Clara up 437 to 413 against Amanda Fry, as we mentioned, 490 to 485. Parkin ahead of Ernest Barnes. In the winner's bracket, 6-pin match between Stephanie Schwartz and Liz Johnson. Shampluhowski up 10, 416 to 406 against Shayna Ung. Waiting a final score in the McCune and Marissa Thomas match. Marissa Thomas is going to take the lead into game 3. Danielle just shot 169. Thomas had a miscue in the 9th frame, but already at 207, so she can swing that match around real quick. Find her way into the top 4 of the winner's bracket. Liz getting a little fired up there with the 3rd one. Kick off the game.
Well, it's a close match. She knows Stephanie Schwartz is not going to go away quietly. In fact, Bliss has got to overcome Stephanie Schwartz as Steph has the lead. Clara match 437 to 413, leading Amanda Fry. Done with 1 frame in the 3rd. Tan Restrepo match, they tied at 202 at the end of 1. Tan in the 10th frame, strike will give her 227. Restrepo is clean, working on the strike in the 9th. Keep you updated on that one. Jamie Martin back in. Another one for a DZ3. Jazreel Tan. Trying to eliminate Shannon O'Keefe. O'Keefe on 3 in a row.
Let's see, Jazreel can shoot 259. O'Keefe can shoot 260 still. Tan with the 8-pin advantage heading into the final game. Karen Marcano and Juliana Franco still in game 2. Over on 35 and 36. O'Keefe delivers a strike in the 9th, so keeping the pressure on, but Jazreel Tan can lock her out here in the 9th and the 10th frame, way down on 13 and 14. Kovalova getting to look late, but looks like it's going to be a little bit too late. After the big start from Diana Z. Jazreel Tan does not strike in the 9th frame. Going to drop her max score down to 238. So now Shannon O'Keefe has the opportunity to step up in the 10th and do some cool things to record the W.
That one a little bit, a little too far. Trying to catch. Good shot there from Schwartz. Close match with Puhalski and Ung.
Our feature matches will be 2 of the first ones done here, so we get the opportunity to go a little rogue with the cameras, multiple.
Daria Payonk just opened in the 9th. Liz Culkin is on a 6-bagger.
So Culkin going to advance. Liz keeping it on cruise control right now. As you mentioned, a nice ball change. Had the 1-3 before, but now has a little bit more than that. Tan finishes up 228 for 652. She said O'Keefe can strike out to get to 260 still. That would be more than enough. Lets that first shot sail right. Leaves a 6 count. She can pick this up and strike for 236. That would be a tie. I'm not sure if that's a washout or a 1-2-4-8. I definitely see.
Well, it looks tough from here.
The 8 pin up there.
The 8 pin is up. She's going to hook at it. And makes whatever it was.
So now she needs to strike, and then that'll be a roll-off. Which, from what we were told last night, higher seed gets to pick order and lane. 1 ball roll-off. She did not strike. 4, or leaves 8, or doesn't leave 8, is an 8 count. 652 to 650. Jazriel Tan holds on for the win over Shannon O'Keefe. Wow. Nice finish from Dasha Kovalova, 279 to get to 670. Will not be enough though. Diana, 760, 770 here. That's a lot. Last time I checked.
I tell you, Liz, from the winner's bracket perspective, Liz and Diana looked the strongest here. Shannon Pluhowski still in that strong category as well, but she is in a fight with Shayna Ung as they approach the 10th frame.
Yeah, that match very, very close. Liz will just need count here on her first shot, but a fantastic effort from Stephanie Schwartz. 688 will not be enough though. Liz just needs to keep this one in front of her. Does so. So we'll get that final score in just a moment. We'll move the camera a little bit. 23 and 24. Shan Pluhowski, this is her second shot of the 10th. Struck on the first, comes in light. With a spare, would have 193 this game. Shayna Ung is going to have the chance to win it in the 10th. So 193, 609. She's going to need a double. Spare here, max 191. Strike at 9 spare would be 200 even. Must have strike for Shayna Ung. Oh.
Went from being a two-piece with fries, 4-5-7 to 10 down. And one more strike for Shayna Ung to continue on in the winners bracket.
Diana Z, a 770 to 670 victory over Dasha Kovalova. Liz Johnson, 716 to 688 over Stephanie Schwartz.
7-7.
That's a lot. But right now, Shayna Ung, also wanting to stay in the winners bracket, must strike.
Got a little more on that one.
Gives it the business. I just needs to keep it in front of her, stay behind the foul line. Jamie Martin, 725, is going to be a winner against Brittany Smith. Shayna Ung moves around closer. 614 to 609 victory over Shannon Pluhowski. I'm not sure where we're going, but we're going there slowly. All right, let's see. Jennifer King in the books with 664. Alicia Current can strike out to shoot 224. Let's see. 24 and 32 is 56. Not enough. That was a 7-10 for Danielle McEwen in her match against Marissa Thomas. That was in the 8th frame. Danielle started off with a 3-bagger, but just one strike since then. Devastating 7-10. In the 8th, was down 41. Marissa Thomas, one open.
Big double from Missy Parkin in the 10th. Now on a 4-bagger and in the 220s.
Josie can max out at 216, so Missy Parkin going to be a winner there. Jamie Martin 725 to 611. 664, 651, and Jennifer King over Alicia Current. Kuhn strikes in the 9th. She can max out at 225 this game. Well, let's do some math. Let's see. Marissa on a 186 pace. So not over. Marissa Thomas still needs to show up here in the 9th and the 10th. Up on the approach, only player left competing on the low end. 9th frame. Big time.
Very good shot there, especially in that circumstance.
Get the strikeout to get to 206. That would be enough to shut out. I believe quick math, spare strike would be enough for a shutout as well. Strike would just about do it. There it is. Welcome to the Queens, Marissa Thomas.
She's been here. It started yesterday. We were talking about bowling, first match is against Tish Johnson. And she has continued to be clutch, strike when necessary, and serve notice.
Five count there, but it's going to be enough. Converts the spare, 594, 225 for Danielle McEwen. We'll get her to 587. So we have our four remaining winners: Marissa Thomas, Shayna Ung, Diana Z, and Stephanie Schwartz.
And Liz Johnson.
Did I say Stephanie Schwartz?
Yes.
Jeez.
But it's all right.
All right, let's go over to your camera since apparently talking is not my strong suit. 716 to 690. Parkin over Ernest Barnes. Rocio. 24810. In the ninth, Sherry Tan working on a four-bagger. In control. Clara Guerrero 651 to 606 over Amanda Fry. Nice cover.
Nice cover.
Rocio's max score though, 210. Sherry Tan get to 259 still. Had a 12-pin advantage heading into the finale. Karen Marcano up 400 to 341 against Juliana Franco. They are in the 7th frame. They all have this 44-lane facility all to themselves. In a moment, as Sherry and Rocio wrap up. .200 on the nose, 616 for Rocio. As I mentioned, Sherry, 3 strikes can get to 259. Already has more than enough to move on to the next round. Marcano started with a spare, followed with 3 consecutive strikes, open in the 5th, double in the 6th and the 7th. Has the match well in hand, just needs to get to the finish line now. Sherry Tan, 247. Going to be in the 230s, which will be more than enough. Marcano in the 8th. Got the 10 out, but apparently based off that reaction, 7. Said nay nay. Final shot, Sherry Tan. 6 pin. 235, a 663 to 616 victory over Rocio Restrepo. Now all of our attention to 35 and 36. 8th frame, Karen Marcano. No problem. Juliana Franco. Pins keep falling. She could have maxed out at 211 before that, which was not going to be enough, so just a matter of final score here. As Karen Marcano from Venezuela will record the W.
First event this week for, or excuse me, this tour season for Karen as well.
She keeps getting it done. Just a reminder to everyone, we'll have a short break. After this, next round coming up at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 local time here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Marcano getting ready for the 10th as won her opening match here and Bull TV on Extra Frame. Actually lost her opening match, has won the past 4. Her next opponent will be Sherry Tan. Will actually be on lanes 27 and 28. Juliana Franco, a nice run here at the 2017 Queens. Gonna finish in the top 24. .230 final game. Karen Marcano for 6:30. 167 for 5:08. Juliana Franco.
That was fun. Had some good matches there. So we continue to dwindle it on down, Aaron Smith.
Don't forget tomorrow, PWBA will be filming 4 television shows, starting with the USBC Queens at 11 o'clock. We'll see you all at 12:30.
There you have it, 12:30 local time here, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame. Getting closer and closer. Knowing our 5 for the stepladder finals taking place tomorrow. Airing on CBS Sports Network, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'll let you do your thing because you're way better at it.
10 p.m. Eastern for the Queens. It actually re-airs Wednesday morning at 1 a.m. Eastern, and then again primetime Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. But we've got a long way to go before we get there, and we hope you join us and come on back to do it again. More match play coming up and at 12:30 Central, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For Aaron Smith and Jason Thomas, my name is Emil Williams Jr. We'll see you in a little bit. Enjoy some lunch. Hope you're having a great day at work. We'll talk to you soon. You're watching the 2017 USBC Queens Bowl TV on Extra Frame.